Have you seen this man? This right here is Subi, and you guys have probably seen him on YouTube if you guys do e-commerce. He's been posting educational content since 2024, where he so-called made it in e-com. And yeah, he did pretty much make it in e-com. Bro sold like a whole brand and is making bank. But yeah, I've seen quite a lot of his videos, and you're probably wondering, who the hell are you? And my name is Finn. I have been documenting my journey in e-com since day one. I've uploaded 320 videos. I've uploaded a video every single day from the start, and I've been in this guy's mentorship since July. So as you can see here, 306 videos. I had to unlist some because they were just too cringe, and 10 months ago was when I dropped my first ever YouTube video. And this guy often puts pretty useful stuff in his mentorship, including some sick tweets that he finds out and about. And yesterday he dropped this, which is a post from DTC Midas, if you know the guy. And it's a bunch of ecom brands, and he said, study this. So guys, I studied, bro. Now, before we continue the video, I would just like to say one thing. And this is something that has affected me very deeply, so it's worth paying attention to. Active learning is always better than watching videos. After you watch this video, I want you to go away and go study, broski. Use this video as the standard of how much you should be studying. And the main reason why you've got to do it is because everyone has different takeaways. This video is basically everything I've learned from studying one of these brands, but what I've learned might be different to what you will get out of it, which is important why you need to go away and also study. So I decided to study Norse Organics, which was the first brand on the list that Subi sent in his Discord. They basically sell like acne cream and stuff, and these guys are crushing it. They're doing $1 million a month in revenue, so probably 300K profit a month, which is pretty good, I would say. And I made like 3 swipe files of all of their video ads, all of their image ads, and I basically just hella dissected them. This is literally a book of pages and pages and pages of notes on this brand, and I basically went in depth and tried to just get as much info out of them as possible. Anyways, if you guys want this swipe file and all of these notes that I wrote, watch to the end of the video and I will tell you where you can get it. Right, let's get into it. We'll start off with image ads because it's a bit more boring, so you guys have to wait for the video ads. So, image ads, what are they? They're made up of a creative and ad copy. Creative, ad copy. There's like 4 main ad copies that they were using, or 5, on pretty much all of their creatives, which obviously means that they're probably winners. I'm not going to go into it too much, but they had this one, which was just like 3 facts about the product. They had this one, which was an expose on other brands. Started out with, let me tell you the biggest scam in skincare history, and ends with, that's why products like Kill Acne and Redis Ritual from Norse Organics contain 0 water. So basically what they're doing here is they're, instead of presenting themselves as one amongst many of different brand of skincare, they're saying, this is every skincare brand and why they're scams, and this is us and why we do it properly, which is basically is taking them out of the purple ocean and into their own blue ocean, if you guys know the technical terminology. They also have this one, which is basically a long yap, and they often start out with things like, mums are still skeptical about my secrets. The reason why they do this, guys, and you've probably seen this in weight loss niches as well, is because it's such a sophisticated market that they've already heard all the claims before. So they're like, if there's something that is going to help me, I would have already heard it. So they have to present it as this secret, because then people are going to listen, because they think they've heard it all before. They think they've heard every acne solution out there. So when they say secret, you know, it's going to make them listen a bit more, because maybe they haven't heard it before. But you know, it's just the usual stuff in here. They make like very deeply relatable references to like changing sheets and diets, key niche experiences, full acne, blackheads, redness, struggling to deal with them no matter what we did, cysts. They're talking about the language that people struggle with this use, and also going into like the darkest possible times as well. And then it ends off with this, which is like written from a friend's perspective. I'm not going to go into this too much. Like I said, I will make sure to link all my notes to this at the end of the video so you guys can read it if you really care. There's also this one where they have a huge relatable frustration at the start. Like my dermatologist glanced for 3 minutes and then didn't care. And then at the end, they sort of map the journey. and another one here where they just go over some other stuff. But yeah, I'm not going to go into the ad copy too much. The main thing here is the images themselves. So these were the sort of 5 winners they were just printing variations of, which obviously meant they were doing something for the brand. So there's this one, which has got like this text message on it. Bro, I used that balm thing you gave me. Face is clear AF. So obviously they're appealing to Gen Z here and they're using their language. They've got this like eye-catching stuff. Basically, all of these images are extremely eye-catching, and then they have like either the nightmare scenario here, or they have the dream scenario, or like a transformation. That seems to be the meta with image ads from what I've seen. And then they've got like these really eye-catching titles here. This color scheme is very eye-catching. That is obviously extremely graphic, nightmare scenario, and so is that. So those are the sort of image creatives that these guys are running. But the real juice is in the video ads. And I know it's very trendy to do image ads at the moment. Everyone seems to be talking about image ads, but in my opinion, video ads are far superior. And I just think that because they're just so much more complex and you can convey on a more subconscious level and build more trust than an image ad. You've got someone that is talking from a frame, and that person can be a voice of authority, it can be talking like a friend, it can be an influencer, and that just has way more power of getting into the subconscious mind and making them trust what they have to say compared to like an image ad, which is obviously written by the company. But that's just my personal opinion. So I did a very in-depth breakdown of this video ad here, which we're going to go into now. So first of all, I'll just play the video, and you guys are probably going to watch it and think, ain't no way this is making money, because that's what I thought first of all when I watched it. I was like, this is hella basic. But yeah, let me just play it for you guys.
I would have never thought that this thick Arctic beeswax mix would kill all my bacteria and lock in moisture and heal my skin. I struggled with acne since I was 13 and it never got better. I had a lot of negative thoughts and social anxiety during high school, and during class it just felt like people were staring at me. A stranger even pointed out my acne and started giving me advice, and I couldn't be more embarrassed. Then I decided to give Norse Organics a try. What's special about it is they don't use any chemicals, only natural ingredients. 99% of skincare products have parabens, paraffins, and other chemicals that dry out our skin, while Norse Organics helps the skin recreate the natural bacteria layer and kills the bad acne bacteria. When I switched over to this, I noticed results in just 24 hours. And I kid you not, 9 days later, I was completely acne-free. There's a huge sale right now with 40% off. Grab it while it lasts.
Okay, so that is obviously pretty low production value. And there's literally like an annoying ass background noise in the video and everything. Like I was like, how the hell is this printing? The editing's not very good. The B-roll is not very good. But guys, that's actually why this prints. So the reason why it's got very basic editing and poor audio quality is because this makes it seem like an amateur review from a real customer, and it's low production. The reason why they've got this like just, you know, young blonde customer that's maybe older Gen Z age doing this review and holding the product and talking in this way is because it just seems so authentic. Like it seems like this girl has just unpromptedly recorded this video and hasn't been paid by Norse Organics like $400 to do this, which is actually really good. So this is why this is printing, because it blends seamlessly with the For You page. And it just seems so authentic. So the customer's going to listen to what this girl has to say, which is obviously going to mean, even if it's less engaging, the people that do watch it are going to buy. So if you have a look at the start of this video, there's a text hook. It says, POV, this Arctic skincare is an overachiever. Basically, the POV and overachiever is just avatar language, like Gen Z speak. But the reason they put Arctic as well is because it's just such an unusual thing. Like, what the hell does Arctic skincare mean? It makes the viewer want to listen. And again, because this is such a saturated and sophisticated market, people need to have these like secret benefits and new products that they haven't heard of before, and that's why this works. So the hook is actually just literally one sentence. I'll just play it again.
I would have never thought that this thick Arctic beeswax mix would kill all my bacteria and lock in moisture and heal my skin. I struggled with acne since I was 13.
So she says, I would never thought this thick Arctic beeswax mix would kill my bacteria and lock in moisture and heal my skin. So first of all, that I would never have thought, that just straight away addresses the doubt that the customer might be having. She's like framing it as if she's been in their position before. Then she says this thick Arctic beeswax mix. And the reason why they put that is, again, it's just something that you haven't heard before and it sounds unusual. Then they go into just 3 benefits and the dream state, which is heal my skin. That's what they all want, right? And that's pretty much it. Nice and simple. But if you look at the editing here, it's actually quite intense.
I would have never thought that this thick Arctic beeswax mix.
So they're literally like flashing between 6 different frames here. They start off with the girl talking, then they have a video of the girl zooming in on her acne, then they have the girl talking, then they have the product outside, then they have her using the product, and then it goes back to her talking with the captions. So the pointing at the acne and using the product, that's sort of showing that she does struggle with this problem. Again, just increasing that authority the girl has. They also show the product, which shows that she's actually used it before. And the reason why they have this fast-paced editing, they've done this really well because it looks like she's done it and it's very simple, but it's actually a good way of grabbing people's attention. Like, you need to have the hook edited fast because it just, I don't know, something about seeing images flashing quickly, it just catches your attention when you're scrolling. So I think that's how they've managed to increase the hook rate of this video, despite it being very basic. And then again, increase her authority because she's clearly used the product and it's someone worth listening to. So that's the hook. Now, the body is obviously where the selling happens. That's obviously captured their attention. So this is like where the proper skill comes in. So the first 14 seconds of this ad is basically her describing how she used to struggle with this problem and how it interacted in her daily life. And it kind of gets worse and worse and worse until this point here where she says, a stranger even pointed out my acne and started giving me advice and I couldn't be more embarrassed. This is like the lowest point nightmare scenario, and the viewer emotion here is fear, anger, frustration, and embarrassment. At this point, it's really important to give the viewer hope, otherwise they're just going to click off. So that's when she says, I then tried to give this a go, and obviously this is like, oh, okay, she's actually gone out of her way to try this. Then she describes the unique mechanism of the product, which is that it's very natural. And then she, again, this is like what they were doing with the ad copy, she dispositions Norse Organics from the rest of the skincare industry by saying 99 of skin products do this, but Norse Organic does it in a natural way and fixes the root cause, which is the bacteria layer, and kills the bad acne bacteria, which positions Norse as the only viable solution compared to other products. Then she says she noticed results in 24 hours, and I kid you not, 9 days later, I was completely acne-free. And this is like, obviously, euphoric moment. She's finally found the solution, and at this point, the viewer's like, oh my God, I need to try this, and this is the best time to sell the product. So that's when they give her the CTA. And the CTA is literally 3 seconds long. So the 8-second hook, what is this, like 30-second body and a 3-second CTA. And that's the creative broken down. This is stuff that I found useful, but obviously I'm still quite a big beginner in e-com. I've got a lot more to learn, so I'm sure there's a deeper level that this goes to. But for real, I've learned a lot from this, and I'm gonna be making some creatives as soon as I finish this video and trying to replicate something similar to this using the same structure, but for a product that I'm currently running. And if you guys are interested in how my e-com journey's gone, check out my playlist. It's like basically every single day of my life for the last 320 days of me trying to make it in dropshipping. So I then actually analyzed another entire video here, which is from Norse Organics. I went over how the script changes the Hormozy value equation and also how it changes their customer journey as they watch the video. But I'm only going to be releasing this video to people in my Discord. So if you guys are in my Discord, I'll post a link to an unlisted video and you guys can take a look. But if you're not in my Discord, join up right now so you can see my analysis of this video. And I'll also be sharing the swipe file, all of the notes that I wrote for the last 2 hours on this brand, and the bonus analysis video of that creative. And guys, flip and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1K subs before I turn 20 on the 4th of October, and it's currently like the 20th of September, so we have 14 days, and I need 61 more subs. So if you guys found this video helpful, please like and subscribe and join the Discord if you want the free resources. All right, see you later. Peace.